We're going to get deep into it. We're going to talk about the mistakes you can make, why you want to set yourself up for the next 9 years. This is a big deal, you guys. It's a big deal. This is what the millionaires and billionaires really do understand. Okay. If they don't understand it, they'll at least have somebody, a consultant who will give them advice on when to move, when to stay, all of that. Okay. This year was a doozy, I know, and we're going to talk about it. Yeah, next year will be much better. So that's why I wanted to make sure that we did this masterclass. So, okay, and I've got my notes over here. So you're going to see me looking at my notes. I wanted to make sure I wrote everything down. Hey there. I wanted to make sure I wrote everything down so I didn't forget anything, because you know me, I can get talking to y'all and then we can rabbit trail on something else, and I don't want to get off topic. I want to make sure that we stay on topic and I cover everything that I wanted to cover with you. This year has exhausted me mentally, and now physically. Work has been so exhausting. Oh, I know. I get it. I get it. Okay, so let's talk about 2025, okay, and why it's been so exhausting, okay? Here's the thing about 2025. This is a 9-year that we are in, okay? When we are in a 9-year, that means that things are coming to a close. That means things are getting ripped away from you. That means revelations are happening. That means you are supposed to be able to see things from a higher perspective. And if you can't, you are going to suffer. Okay? So, being in 2025, this is why you're exhausted. This is why you could be frustrated. This is why endings have happened. It would be relationships, jobs, anything, businesses, all of the above. If you were not on track, like if you didn't set yourself up 9 years ago or 8 years ago, if you didn't set yourself up for success and evolve through the 9 years, you were going to experience real hardship this year. And even if you did set yourself up for success, you are going to experience some sort of difficulty in a 9-year. Okay. This is when like people pass away. I mean, have you guys all noticed how many people in the celebrity spotlight have passed away this year? I mean, I know people pass away all the time, but in a 9-year, significant, right? It has been one hell of a year, okay? So I want you to tell me right quick in the comments how it's been for you this year. I want to hear. Many endings have happened, but for good. Yes, it is for good. And so much good has come from the move I finally made. Good for you. 4 people passed in the first quarter. Holy cow. It's been rough. We're going to fix that, okay? So stick around. Get comfortable. It's been intense with personal growth. Got my finger in the press at work on my, oh, ouch. Mostly transformation, but I did have a death in the family. Started out good, but ending up rough. Yeah. Changed my entire life. I live alone for the first time ever. I know, you guys, see? 9 years. It's going to be like, here's what you need to understand about a 9, okay? A 9 is something has to end so something else can begin, okay? I lost my brother very unexpectedly, who was my best friend. Wow, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that, Mandy. My grandfather passed, and I was just diagnosed with cancer. Naomi, beat it, girl. Beat it. Horribly stressful, several deaths. I thought I was better prepared until COVID. Yeah, look, all of us. Changed a lot within myself this year. Feeling good, though. Good. I'm a 9 life path, but have had a challenging year. Relationships ending. Yep. It was up and down. Yeah. Hi, Pam. Welcome in. So, okay. So, yes, this 9-year has been difficult because it's supposed to be. Okay. This is the universe's way of supporting you and your journey. This is why it takes away things from you that are not aligned with you, because typically you would have held on longer than you should have. Okay. And if you still are holding on to the things that have tried to leave your life, let me tell you, you're going to suffer a lot more. And this is not meant to scare you. This is meant to bring you awareness, okay? Because you need to understand how this evolution happens every 9 years, okay? Now, like I said, 2025 was a 9 year. And the way you know that is you add 2 plus 2 plus 5. That's 9. Okay. So now next year is not just going to be a 1 year. And this is what most people are not discussing. And that's why I wanted to do this class with you, because you need to understand the gravity and the significance of not just next year, but the year after that. Okay. So next year is actually a 10 year. Okay. However, in numerology, when we're doing a numerological chart or reading, we always bring it down to 1 digit, right? However, you don't want to lose the significance of the 10. The reason being is that 0 boosts the 1. Okay, so I want to show you in reference to tarot cards. Okay, so if you don't know me, let me introduce myself right quick. Okay, my name is Erica. I have built a very successful spiritual business based off of coaching and teaching. Okay, I love to teach. I love to share information. I'm an author. I just became a best-selling author this weekend, so yay. I also have created a new podcast called Awakening Unfiltered. Okay, so I love to share information to teach you so you can have the absolute best life. Okay, this is what I want for you. I'm one of those people that have gone through hell and back, and I've come back to show you the way out. Okay, thank you so much. It's pretty surreal. I was like, wow, I'm a best-selling author now. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so let's get back to the significance of 2026 being a 10 year, okay? Because like I said, a lot of people are going to tell you, well, it's just a 1 year. It's more than that, right? So let me show you this. So here we have the Magician, who is a 1, and we have the Fool, who is a 0. Thank you for the galaxy. I appreciate that. So what these two symbolize together is in a 10 year, it's also connected to the Wheel of Fortune, right? So this is you starting completely fresh and manifesting this magnificent new cycle in your life that is going to last 9 years. Okay, this is why you need to understand, because you want to set yourself up from the get-go. That way you understand exactly how you're supposed to move through every year. So you can capitalize off of this energy. That way you're not trying to make radical changes when in actuality, you're supposed to be nurturing what you're doing, or you're supposed to be really just kind of like doing the work and digging in deep, right? So with the Wheel of Fortune, let's talk about this right quick. Because the Wheel of Fortune, most people get this card wrong. If you don't know, I teach tarot. I read tarot, I teach tarot, okay? I have a complete accredited tarot apprenticeship, inner circle, all those good things, okay? So I'm a legit teacher. So the Wheel of Fortune, a lot of people think that this is out of your control, that you are just left to the hands of fate and you have no control over this. That's wrong, okay? The Wheel of Fortune signifies what you are aligned to internally is what is going to happen externally, okay? And the universe does not care about what you're aligned to. It's going to evolve and roll you forward one way or another. And if you feel like things have been stagnant, that's because you have set up your own internal blocks, okay? So when we think about the Wheel of Fortune, as far as next year, 2026, this is about you leading or guiding that wheel to turn because you understand how to do so. Does that make sense? I want to check in before I keep going. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the significance of 2025 and going into 2026 and then 2027. Okay? This is going to be a huge year. Okay? It's making sense. Good. Let me check my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Good. I'm glad it's making sense. Perfect. Okay. So let's keep going. All right. We're going into a 10 year. Like I said, this 1 is being boosted by the zero, by the fool. The fool is like, we're taking a leap of faith because we're manifesting exactly what it is that we want. And we are creating our own fate, our own good luck. And to be honest, luck is not really a thing. It's all about alignment. Okay. Luck is alignment. Explains a few things. Makes sense. Good. Okay. So anyway, what did I miss? I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, yeah, that was it. But see, I told y'all I'll rabbit trail. So when we're in a year 9, again, we are meant to let go of the things that are not aligned with us. We are meant to see things from a higher perspective, because 9 is things coming to fruition, but 9 is also the higher spiritual attainment, the understanding, the seeing it from that spiritual perspective. Okay, so if you don't understand that, and you don't understand yourself and your soul blueprint, then you're going to be lost. Hence why I'm here. Okay, I don't want you to be lost. Okay, so as we're moving into the 2026 year, the beginning of next year of 2026 is extremely important, because you are setting yourself up for that next 9-year evolution. And the way you're going to set yourself up is you're going to know your soul blueprint. You're going to have your goals. You're going to understand how you're meant to move through these next 9 cycles. If you don't know that, I will show you how a little bit later. I'll guide you in the direction, okay? Let's see. I'm just checking my notes, make sure I don't miss anything. Okay, yeah. So as we're moving from the 9-year into the 1 year, a lot of people waste the energy of the 1 year, especially in the beginning, because they're still recovering from the 9-year. They're still like bitching and complaining, going, oh my God, that was so tough. And they're just stuck in that 9 energy because they're resisting. They think that they were being punished, right? They don't understand that the universe was working for them and helping them and setting them up for the 1 year to come up. Okay. So if you are that person, we don't want to be that. Okay. No more hanging on to, dragging with you the stuff from 2025. It is not going to help you. The only thing that's going to help you is the realizations, the revelations, and the lessons that you've learned. Okay. Because in this next 1 year, which is actually a 10-year, again, the Wheel of Fortune, you are going to be starting new things. You are active. You are in the masculine energy, and you want to understand how this energy pairs with your personal year as well. Okay. So for me, I'm a personal year 1. I go with the collective, so it's easy for me. But if you don't understand all that, again, I'll show you, or I'll lead you and I'll guide you in the right direction in a little bit. Okay. So the beginning of 2026, very important to let go of 2025 and then start setting the goals and the aspirations, and like we're setting things in motion. We're getting things started, okay? Because guess what? 2027 is not only a 2-year, it's actually an 11-year, okay? 11 is a master number in numerology. 11 is the philosopher. It is the divine gateway. I know you all see 1111 all the time, right? Let me know if you do in the comments. Let me get a drink. Are you following me now? You understand? You see it all the time? Yeah. And 1222? Yeah. 9-year was harsh. Need an awakening. Yeah. It'll smack you. It's like, a 9 year is like Mercury retrograde on ultimate steroids. Your life path 11. Okay. So think of how important it is that you need to set yourself up for success in 2027 by doing starting all the new things in 2026. Okay. Because again, this is very like fate driven energy happening in 2026, because whatever you set in motion over the next 9 years is just going to snowball one way or the other. Again, the universe does not care. It's not going to go, well, they actually meant this, so we're going to give them something good. No, it's like what you set in motion, the universe takes off with it. So you want to make sure you understand the steps that you're taking, the goals that you're setting. You want to understand how you specifically are meant to move through these next 9 years, and then it'll be incredible. Okay? I can say this because I've lived it. Do you understand? So let's see. Okay. Three big mistakes a lot of people make. Okay. So this is how people sabotage their year 1 before it even starts. Okay. Number 1, waiting until you feel ready. Remember, we have the fool, right? He's taking that leap of faith. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to go. And the magician is helping him to manifest, to bring things from the ether down into his existence. Then they experience the wheel of fortune. Do you understand the progress there? Okay. So if you're waiting and saying, I'll start when I'm healed. I'll start when this happens. I'll start when I think I have enough money. I'll start this and this and that. You're already behind. Okay. Again, this is not meant to fearmonger you. This is meant to bring you reality of if you're serious and committed to your growth and to your success and to your healing, then you need to understand how this works. Because like I said in the very beginning, millionaires and billionaires understand this energy, and they have either consultants that help them or they use it themselves, because there's timing to everything. Timing to everything. Okay. Yes, you need to let the universe know you want it. You've been working through everything. Good. So let's see. I'll start when I'm healed. I'll make moves when I feel more confident. I mean, who says that? I've said it way in the past. I used to procrastinate and wait till like just the perfect moment. And that moment never comes, because the perfect moment is the time that you start. But if you're timing it with, this energy, bam, it takes off. Do you understand? I'm going to keep asking you if you understand, because I want to make sure we're still on the same wavelength, okay? Oh, and this one I thought of too. I've had somebody say this to me. I'll invest in myself when I have more money. Listen, as somebody who was homeless in the past, okay, did not have a home, got my car taken, everything, I was always like, well, when I have the money, when this happens, when this happens, when that happens, I finally had to get over my own shit, and bam, business blew up, started earning 6 figures, all of this stuff, okay? Doing what I'm naturally good at and moving with the rhythm of the universe, okay? So if you're waiting on all of that, you are going to miss this energetic window, okay? This is why I'm doing this class. I don't want you to miss this, okay? Let's see. And I know here, I wanted to go touch on a caveat that people are like, well, yeah, but the new year doesn't technically start until April. True. However, you guys, collectively on New Year's Day at midnight, right? We all say Happy New Year, and we consider it 2026. Okay? That's why it matters. Oh, thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. That's why it matters, because we all collectively acknowledge and agree that we're under this new numerical vibration. Okay? That's why it's significant. Yes, the energetic or universal new year is later, but you have to also understand we are still humans. We can't bypass being a human and what we collectively agree on. There will be people, well, it's not technically 2026. We're, it's 2013 or whatever, because they're going by the other calendar. Stop. Okay? We all collectively agree it's, we're turning into 2026. And that is the vibration that we are under. This is why it's so important for you to understand this and to stick with me in this class, because you need to know the significance and the mistakes you can possibly make. Okay? So mistake number 1 was waiting until you feel ready. Please don't do that, because you will miss the boat. Okay? Let's see. Oh, I wrote this down too. I told y'all. See, this is why I wanted to have notes, so I didn't forget things that I wanted to tell y'all. Year one rewards the bold, not the prepared. Let me tell you, if I ever only did things just because I felt prepared, I would never do anything. My Venus is in Virgo in my natal chart. I am so particular about things. If I waited until I thought it was perfect, I would never do anything. Okay? So as we're going into 2026, you cannot do that to yourself. Okay? You have to go. You have to start and you have to figure it out along the way. Okay? You have permission to do that. Fortune favors the bold, right? And then the whole, I need to heal more first. No, you'll heal along the way. I promise you, you will heal along the way because you need to have progress in order to heal. If you are just sitting there stewing in your own trauma and drama, you will never heal because you're so focused on that. You need to experience progress. You need to commit to yourself and your journey and say, you know what? I'm going to start something new. I'm going in a different direction. This is what I'm doing. Okay? Yes, progress over perfection. All right. Mistake number 2, repeating year 9 patterns. Don't do it. Okay? Year 9 ripped away what was not working. Stop trying to claim it back. That is never going to help you. Okay? Let's see. Oh, yes. Your nervous system. Did you know? Your nervous system rewards the familiar. So it connects to your brain and it gives you dopamine based on what is familiar to you. So if you continue to make the same decisions, have the same habits, you will get dopamine from that, even though you're still unhappy and you haven't made any progress. See how that works? Because it's familiar. It's not putting you out of your comfort zone. And your nervous system is like, okay, well, I know this. Even though I'm frazzled, I know this. I understand it. So I'm just going to keep doing the same old because I know it. So if you do that, boom, left behind. You're making no progress. Okay? Let's see. I gave you some examples. This is, okay, year 1 energy, you unconsciously start talking to your ex again. Oh God, please don't do that. You fall back into the same work patterns that initially were burning you out, that have burned you out for years. You re-adopt the beliefs that kept you small. You haven't changed anything. Okay? This year 9 was meant for you to change. It was meant for you to evolve. That way you can start the 1 year that is actually a 10 year. That way you can catapult yourself up to success, okay? And you recreate the same financial struggles. Who's done that over and over again? Let me see in the comments. See, everybody. Keep repeating the same financial struggles, and you shouldn't, okay? You are not meant to struggle. It is not noble to struggle. You are not a martyr, okay? You are meant to be here to experience abundance, to experience plenty, to experience success. I had to teach myself the same thing, okay? This is where I learned that it is extremely important to invest in myself. I realized how much I was spending on crap and realized, oh, okay, well, I need to actually invest in myself in order to elevate myself and to move forward, okay? So if you're still making the same financial mistakes, well, come on. You got to do things differently. That's insanity, right? And I had to tell myself the same thing. So I understand what I'm saying to you, I've said to myself. And I've said to many clients, okay? All right, let's see. Oh yeah, and I asked, are you serious about this new cycle or are you just going to repeat the old one with a fresh coat of paint? Because this 10 year, remember, it's connected to the Wheel of Fortune, right? Again, This wheel only turns whenever it turns in the direction of what you are aligned to. So let's say you're aligned to the same old patterns, same old financial mistakes, same old lack mentality, same old, I gotta heal, I gotta heal, I gotta heal, all of that turmoil. Well, boom, we're just gonna keep staying in that same cycle. Rinse and repeat, right? Wash, rinse, and repeat. Same thing, okay? However, when you start making these declarations, when you commit to yourself, when you start doing things differently, then that wheel starts turning in a different direction. And boom, you really start moving, okay? We are meant to always be evolving. We are always meant to be learning. This is why I'm so excited for the QMA in January. I know, me too. It's going to be so exciting. We're just finishing up QMA for this year. We're about to get into the business mastery. But yeah, next year we start in January. Yeah. Declare the change of advancement. Yes. So that's the thing. Most people will fail that test. I don't like to say test because I don't like to be tested. However, the universe is asking you, prove it. Prove it. Are you going to do things differently? We helped you in year 9. We took things away from you. We showed you the higher perspective of things. Now we're setting you up for success in year 1, or to begin that success road. Prove it. What are you going to do differently? Okay. How are you going to take that leap? What are you manifesting? How are you changing the direction of that wheel? Okay. Let's see. I know a lot of people will say, well, every year feels the same. Every year feels like Groundhog Day. Well, that's because you haven't changed anything. And most of the time, people don't change anything because they don't really know themselves. They don't understand their soul blueprint. Okay? You have to understand that if you want to succeed. If you want to naturally flow with the energy of the universe and the cycles of the universe, you need to understand your soul blueprint. Okay? Mistake number 3. Trying to do it alone. Have you heard that saying? What is it? If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Biologically, humans need a group. They need each other. Okay? If you're trying to do something on your own, guess what? You're going to talk yourself out of it. I do all the time. Talk myself out of things because I'm like, I really don't want to do it. But if I have somebody going, girl, get your ass up, we're doing it, or whatever, then I have that motivation, right? You need that motivating factor. You need that support. You need that accountability. Otherwise, you're not going to make the changes that you want to make. Yes, the power of more gets you more. I like that, Amy. That's amazing. So when you're trying to do something on your own, and you don't have your support system, then you're easily going to slink back into those old patterns, into those old neural pathways. So think about a guy on, I think it was TikTok. There was a video. He described it perfectly. He said, imagine you live in this cabin on the top of a mountain, okay? And you have to ski down to go to the store to get anything, okay? And you ski down and you keep taking that same route every time, over and over. And you're digging those grooves deeper and deeper to where it becomes frozen in that direction or that way, to where you can only go down that route. That's the only way you could go. And he said, imagine now, that's your brain, your thought patterns, those neural pathways that you've created, okay? Now imagine that a major blizzard came in and filled in all the grooves. And now you can start taking a different route. That's how your brain works, okay? You have to really let it snow, I guess you could say, with new thought patterns, new habits, new ways of doing things. And you need that support system to say, no, we're going this way, remember? And that way you don't fall back into that old rut over and over again, because it's so easy. But also think about it this way. I operate this way. I don't know if you do. You can let me know in the comments. But let's say when you're going to work out, I'm a full transparency. When you go to work out, right, you're supposed to work out till failure, till like you're just exhausted. Well, me, I'm like, oh, well, this is uncomfortable. I don't like this. So I'm just going to kind of like, I'm good. I got enough. But let's say you're in a class with a bunch of people and you don't want to be the one who quits. You don't want to be the one who like has to give up or goes and sits down. You keep going because you have that motivation, and not peer pressure, but you have that motivation to not give up on yourself and to not look like a failure. Well, that's the same thing as having a support group as you're going into this new evolution, as you're going along your spiritual awakening, okay? You do need a support system. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is anybody else like that? Or is it just me? I need to make sure. Am I the only one? Y'all are being quiet now. Accountability buddy? Yes. That's me in the gym every day. Good. Whoops. Now it's going fast. That was one of my realizations this year. Did a workout class and I had to move. Couldn't take a long break. Yep. Thanks, Jessica. You need workout buddies? Yeah. See? Maybe it's my ego, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to work out twice as hard because I don't want to look weak. I don't want to give up, right? Same thing with your journey, okay? So here, let me check my notes because I had some really great things that I wanted to cover. Let's see. Oh, and another thing is, when you don't realize how much potential you have, and you don't realize that you actually have a roadmap. Did you know that? That's why I go to the gym at 4 a.m. Oh, I could never. I'm not an early person like that. Did you know that you have an energetic roadmap? Tell me in the comments. I want to know. Not. No. Oh, wow. Yes, but I don't know what my roadmap says. Okay. Yeah. I would say about 99% of people have no idea that they have an energetic roadmap. Okay. Yes, but looking for the right path. Okay. So here's the thing. Let's say we're ending 2025, this 9-year, right? And we're supposed to jump into this 10-year, this magnificent 1 year, but you don't have a roadmap. It's much more than your human design. So you're jumping in, you're going, well, but I don't know where to go. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to move here? Okay. That's why you need to understand that you do have a roadmap, and we can decode that roadmap. Okay. So you wind up spending first 3 months or even 3 years trying to figure it out, but you don't want to waste that time. Okay. You need to understand your roadmap now. That way, boom, you're ready to go. Let's see. I'm taking a big leap in January, but I feel like I'm doing it blind. Hey, that's okay. That is okay. Because here's the thing. When you have somebody that understands the roadmap, then they can say, here, this is where you go. This is what you do. This is a good time for you to do this and this and that. This is the year you do this. This is the month you do this, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is what millionaires and billionaires use. They use astrology. They use numerology. They use all the things because they need to understand the timing. Okay. They need that guidance to say, jump, go, or stay. Okay. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. How do you know what's your energetic roadmap? I'm going to talk about it in just a minute. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything out of that section that I wanted to tell y'all. Because like I said, I made notes, so I didn't rabbit trail. So, okay. One of the things I want to caution you about is please don't. Number one, it is not a one size fit all or a one size fits all, because you have this collective 10/1 year, but you also have your own energetic alignment and guidance system. Okay. So it is not a one size fits all. It is not something that you're going to be able to find on Instagram or YouTube, because you are unique. Your patterns are very unique, not like mine, not like the next person's. Your patterns are unique. And so you need to understand how to really put all of that together. So let's talk about first what's possible in a 1 year, okay? Especially a 1 year or 1 year, okay? Like I said before, massive new beginnings. This is like jump starts, okay? This year was dragging. This year was like hermit energy. Okay, this is where you were supposed to go within. You were supposed to analyze the last 8 years. You were supposed to get a game plan as far as what you wanted to do when you came out of your hermit cave in this next year, because then we're moving to the Wheel of Fortune, which is 10, right? So a lot of people were trying to, do new things and move and shift and all of that, when in fact it was more of a retreat and like really kind of analyze type of year and let things go type of year. Do you understand? Plus, I had all these laid out. Hang on. A lot of people, instead of hitting the Wheel of Fortune, they are still trying to master Empress energy. Okay? Because there are levels to the journey. This is at the top level. This is the third energy that we're meant to master. Okay, and embody. And most people are still trying to figure out the Empress energy. Why? Because she's ruled by Venus. She is abundant. She is love. She is creative. She can bring anything she wants into this world. Okay, and then you go on down the line. Well, just below her is that Wheel of Fortune. That's the next highest level. Okay, then we have the Star. Wishes come true. Everything shifts and changes. You have gotten to this like higher level of existence, you can say, okay? Now, you're not ever going to stop evolving. Don't think that, okay? But that's what happens. Those are the 3 levels that we're trying to master. But a lot of people get stuck in this energy because they don't feel worthy, and because they have no idea how to plant the seeds. They have no idea how to grow the seeds. They don't know how to move and how to align to everything, okay? That's why it's important to understand, especially if you're reading tarot, you need to understand the deep roadmap in the Fool's Journey. This is just part of your blueprint, your map, okay? So let's see. What is actually possible if you do the 1 year right this next year? Because remember, the year after that, 2027, is going to be an 11 year. This is the High Priestess, right? Where we start receiving energy based off of what we started in the 1 year, and it is the next highest, which is justice, which is life is reflecting back to you. Things feel more fair and balanced. You get it? Okay, because justice is about your truth, living by your truth, and how that is reflecting back to you based on your physical reality. Okay, so when you get into this 1 year, this is where you start new businesses. What did I have on my list? New careers, new business, new relationships, new home, all of that, okay? The 11 year will also be my 33rd year. Nice. Wow, that's going to be a powerful year for you. Goodness. But yeah, all of these new things, and these are more aligned things if you understand what you're doing, right? So again, new career, new businesses, new home, new relationships, all the new stuffs, like on steroids, okay? So let's say, and again, not about having the perfect plan. You're never going to have the perfect plan, because you're always going to experience obstacles. You're always going to experience roadblocks here and there, okay? Because you have to evolve. You're always going to be evolving. Nothing is going to be like a straight line. That does not exist. And if anybody tells you it does, run, because they're lying to you, okay? So this is about you setting the seeds and really taking off this year And then by the time we hit the 3 year, which is 2028, man, you are just, growing and expanding, because 3 is things coming into manifestation. You've set the seed with the 1 year. You are in the balanced receptive energy of the 2 year, like you're moving intuitively and you're doing all these things. You're receiving some guidance. You're receiving some, what's it called? You're seeing things come to fruition, right? You're seeing movement, right? And then 3 is like, bam, manifestation, because we have the 1 and the 2 coming together to create that baby, right? That product, that materialism, okay? Then we move into the 4 year, which is like, we're going to do more work. We're going to, put our nose to the grindstone and make it bigger. 5 is when everything shifts and changes. We bring in new, we let go of old. 6 is where we are nurturing. Everything is in harmony. Everything is nice and ooey gooey. 7, where we start thinking, okay, what's the next level? What's the next step? We use the analytical mind, follow that intuition. Then 8 is where we reap even more benefits financially. That is your power year. And then 9 is, again, that hermit year where we go within and we analyze and we get ready for the 1 year again. So do you understand why it's so important to understand how to navigate through next year? Do you get it? I want to make sure before I move on. Make sense? Good. Good. So, do you understand now why you don't want to wait until 2027 or 2028 to start? You need to start right now. You need to take that leap of faith, 2026, and get the ball rolling, because you have 9 years of cycles happening. Okay? So, this is where, the 1 year is where you're going to have aligned relationships, great business opportunities, great learning opportunities, all sorts of ways for you to take that leap and invest in yourself one way or the other. Okay. It could be energetically, emotionally, financially, all of that. Okay. How's one's personal year affect things? Well, you have to put those two vibrations together, and there's part of your roadmap. Okay. Next year is a 10/1. Okay. That's why I've been talking to everybody about this, because I want them to understand that it's not just a 1 year. It is a 10 year. And this is the Wheel of Fortune year coming up in 2026. Okay. So in numerology, yes, we bring it down to 1, but we don't want to ignore the significance of that 0, giving it that massive boost. That is the full energy signifying anything can happen. Anything is possible. Okay. I've never done a live masterclass like this. Are y'all liking it so far? Normally my classes are like structured with my students. It's on my own platform, all of that. So are y'all liking this? Are you getting a lot of value out of this? Good. Yay, good. Excellent. Wow, okay. See, I told y'all I love to teach. I love to share information. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I wrote this down. Year 1 is when you call in the relationships that match who you are becoming, not who you were, right? Because we're not entering into 2026 the same person as we were this year, last year, the years before, okay? We're going through a whole new cycle, okay? Different person, authentic person, okay? Let's see, you're going to show up. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I skipped one. You are going to set boundaries like you never have before. Okay. You're going to show up authentically. You're going to show up confident and aligned. You're going to attract based on that authentic self. We're not people pleasing anymore. We're not dimming our light anymore. Okay. We've done that enough. You don't have time for that. Okay. As somebody who used to do that all the time, I can tell you, you don't have time for that. You have to stop, because the more you dim your light, the longer it's going to take you to reach your own personal success and your own personal happiness. There are going to be people that once you go through this process, once you understand your energetic blueprint and you understand the cycles and everything, people are going to fall away, and you're going to have to be okay with that. Okay? Because those people were not meant to go the duration with you, and that's okay. Okay? You're over it. Good. Good, good, good. Let's see. Most people will skip this, and they'll be in the same place next year and the year after that and the year after that as they are right now. And then they're going to bitch and complain about it. You know why? Because they didn't do a fucking thing about it. That's not your problem. If that's going to be you, you can go ahead and exit out of this class, because I don't talk to brick walls. I fire clients if they wind up saying, well, no. If you are hell-bent on staying where you are, then I will leave you where you are. But if you're ready to rise, I will freaking take you all the way with me. Okay? You're affirming what I've been going through. Super helpful. Good. Will you upload this on YouTube? Yes, I will. See, you get it? Okay. So we're not butting. We're not hanging on to things and people and old ways. We are starting fresh. We're starting new. Okay. Empowered. And this is why you have to have a support system, because when those people start falling away, you need somebody to talk to, right? You need your tribe. So I'm just saying, okay? Let's see. Year 1 is your chance to break the cycle, but you have to do it consciously. If you're unconscious, you're going to repeat the same patterns over and over again. This is why I'm doing this class. This is why I want you to understand the significance of this next year. What was that? I definitely need this encouragement and insight. Good. Well, I'm glad you're here. Very good. Thank you, Elvis. I appreciate that. Oh, good night, Miss Charlotte. It's good to see you. Let's see. Oh, breaking financial patterns. If you've been stuck in the same financial range for years, like where you're struggling to break past that, like that ceiling, like you only think that you are meant to have, let's say, 5 figures a year, and you're struggling to break through that. Well, in this next 9-year cycle, you absolutely can break through that. Okay, I have. And you need that support system as well, because once you break through it, you kind of go back to that old way of, oh, wait, that's a new me. I don't know her, or I don't know him. Like, how am I supposed to do this? I don't recognize this vibration. And then you start self-sabotaging. You need those accountability partners. Okay. Let's see. Because all your financial beliefs, or all your financial patterns and ceilings, are because of your beliefs, what you believe that you deserve. Okay. We're going to change all that. And you can't just affirm your way to wealth. It doesn't work. If I was able to do that, or if anybody was just able to affirm their way to wealth or whatever it is they're trying to achieve, people would be doing it all the time. Everybody would be doing it. Right? You can't just affirm your way to things. Affirmations are great. However, you have to break the patterns. You have to know where you're going and what you're doing and who you are. Okay? Let's see. I have a very good podcast that's coming out soon. Episode number 2, where we talk about spiritual entitlement, and it talks about financials. It talks about both sides, where people think that everything should be free. And those are the people that are stuck in the lack mindset, and they will forever stay there. And then there's the people that, should be charging much more, but they're afraid to because of society. But then there's the third kind, or the third set of people who are charging their worth, and they're making the money. Okay. You have to break through that glass ceiling for yourself. It sounds like a stupid question, but how do you do that? It is not a stupid question. I promise. Stick with me and I'm going to help you. Okay. Yes, you are, Heather. Yes, you are. Okay. Let me get through this because I am kind of getting long-winded. So I want to make sure I'm covering everything. Okay, so let's talk about the power of the first like 6 to 12 weeks of 2026, okay? This is where you're setting that solid foundation. This is where you're making all the new patterns, all the new decisions, all the new belief systems, okay? You're investing in yourself financially, emotionally, physically, all of those things, okay? It is not the whole new year, new me. It is not a New Year's resolution. This is no, I'm beginning a new 9-year cycle. Because think about that. When you think about how that feels in your brain, I'm starting a new 9-year cycle because by the time I get back to the one in 9 years, I expect to be completely different, in a completely different place, financially, spiritually, physically, all of those things. It blows your mind? Yeah, because your mind, it has a hard time grasping that. But if you're saying, oh, my New Year's resolution is da da da, you're thinking, oh, well, I can just do it again next year. You know, I already quit 2 weeks in. I can try again next month or next year, and it never happens. But if you say, this is very important, this is a 1 year, and I'm starting this new 9-year cycles, and I have certain things to do each year, guess what? You're going to stay with it. Okay? So the first 6 to 12 weeks are extremely important because you're planting those seeds, you're starting the new patterns, you're doing all the new things. You need to understand how you are meant to move through, you know, those patterns or through your specific roadmap, okay? Let's see. Oh, I wrote down some good questions. What are you deciding is true about yourself and your life? Are you claiming I'm broke, or are you claiming I'm building wealth? Are you claiming I'm not ready, or are you claiming I'm taking action anyway? You have to just start because, you know, a lot of people say, you know, about like having a baby. Oh, well, you know, we're not ready to have a baby, or we'll have a baby when we feel ready. You're never ready. Here comes the baby, right? So the opportunities are going to present themselves and you have to jump. You have to say, let's go. Okay. Don't wait until you feel ready because you're never going to feel 100% ready. As somebody who is an entrepreneur, as somebody who has changed a lot of patterns and broken a lot of like generational trauma and whatever, you don't ever feel ready. You just go. You just go. Okay. This is why you need that support system so you can like keep going when you feel exhausted or when you feel scared. Okay. Yes. Everything I spend comes back to me times 10. Yep. I've been taking action anyway. Good. Good. Let's see. Boundaries. What are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? Are you letting people cross your boundaries because it's easier? Or are you holding the line? I will teach you how to become a boundary setting badass. As far as your actions, what are you actually doing? Not planning, not thinking about doing. What are you actually doing? Okay. Investments. What are you investing in? Your education, your business, your healing? Or are you doing one of two things? Are you hoarding your money because you're in fear and lack mode? Or are you blowing your money on stupid shit every day because you are self-sabotaging yourself? You are subconsciously making yourself broke because you think that's what you deserve. I used to do that. Tell me where you're on that one. Call yourself out. Definitely called out. I have a hard time because I'm older and have some issues with my hip. Hey, that's okay. You do both. Self-sabotage all the way. I know. And especially with, TikTok Shop and Amazon and all this stuff right at your fingertips, it is very easy to self-sabotage. Very easy. Okay? But you have to, again, remind yourself, I'm starting a whole 9-year cycle. And if I screw this up in year 1, I'm way behind. Okay? So this is why I'm trying to put it into your brain that you are meant to be getting yourself into alignment to start this year 1 because you don't want to screw up that whole 9-year cycle. Okay? Credit card spending, yeah. So you have to ask yourself, if you're going to, start buying things, ask yourself, am I self-sabotaging or am I investing in this next 9-year cycle? Okay? Relationships, who are you surrounding yourself with? Because remember, your tribe is your vibe. The people that you surround yourself with the most are who you are going to morph into. Are you still entertaining energy vampires, or are you protecting your space for aligned connections? Ooh. You know those people that love to just bitch and complain about everything and they just suck the life out of you? Yeah, Stephanie, you are in a good group, aren't you? I feel like with spending, I have a good balance. Definitely healing, investing money in that. Good. Eyes and mind. Good. So let's see. Are you protecting your... Oh, yeah, okay. So yeah, the universe does not respond to what you say. It responds to what you do. Now, speaking things into existence is spell work, but it has to be followed up by action. That's why affirmations don't work on their own, because you have to take that divinely inspired action. Y'all know this. A lot of y'all know this. Some of y'all are my students. Some of y'all have been following me for a long time. Some of y'all are new. But you have to, think it, feel it, do it. That's how you manifest. Think it, feel it, do it. Okay? So thinking can also be saying, same thing. That's how you manifest. Think it, feel it, do it. Okay? So thinking can also be saying, same thing. Let's see. And it all begins with January, the first 6 to 12 weeks, because you have to start planting those seeds, okay? Because you're setting yourself up for success, and it just starts to kind of really ripple or domino effect after that, okay? Let's see. That's why we have a lot of businesses that just came to mind. This wasn't even in my notes, but that's why you have a lot of businesses that focus on Q4, because they're not focusing just on end of year. They're focusing on how are we going to blow up the next year? What are we going to do? How are we going to get in alignment? What do we need to start fresh with the new year and hit the ground running? That's why businesses do that, because they want to be successful. They understand the importance of that energy shift or that new year. And it's like how you start is how you're going to finish. Does that make sense? I'm going to say that again. How you start is how you're going to finish. So how you start this 9-year cycle is how you're going to finish. Okay? Let's see. Okay, so how are you going to actually do this? Okay. So you need to know what your personal year number is for 2026, okay? You need to understand how your human design operates. You need to understand your numerology. You need to understand your basics in your natal chart. You need to understand your relationships, the people that are feeding you and draining you. You need to understand your habits and your lack of setting boundaries. These are all these touch points that you really need to understand about yourself, because that is part of your human roadmap or your soul roadmap, okay? Or your blueprint, both same thing. Let's see. We need to understand your blockages. Like, where do you feel stuck? What do you need to bust through? Okay, you need to start writing all this stuff down and understand. If you don't know how to do that, that's why I have my breakthrough sessions, okay? I will take a deep dive with you and map it all out for you, and we'll talk about it. We spend about an hour and a half together. You can do an hour and a half, or you can do 2 hours plus the follow-up session. You can choose whichever one you want, and I will map it out with you so you have your roadmap for 2026, and then you'll understand how to use it the next years, okay? That is all linked in my bio. If you are more so the type that likes to go in a group setting, then I have a group that I'm taking on a 7-week journey. It was 6, but I added an extra week just because this is what I do. And we're going to map everything out together. We're going to get deep into who you are. Oh, hang on. I got to verify myself. It always interrupts me. Come on. There we go. So in the power challenge, that's what it's called. We're going to spend 7 weeks together. You're going to understand who you are. You're going to understand the relationships that are around you. You're going to be able to become a boundary setting badass. You're going to bust through your money blocks. You're going to understand how to love yourself and how to date and love the power way. And we're all going to put everything together. Okay, I'm going to walk through this whole journey with you. That is my power challenge. So if you want to have that accountability, then get into the power challenge. And it's going to be a group, not everybody on TikTok. This is on my own private platform. We start that January 14th, but you can get in now for the early bird offer. And it's pretty insane, the early bird offer. So make sure you check that out. Okay. But if you can't, or feel like you don't align with either one of those, get into my tribe. Ladies only. Gentlemen, you can get into the power challenge. I know on my website it says goddess energy. I am shifting all of that because that was the power challenge that I did in 2023. I am changing all of that. So if you are a gentleman and you would like to be in the power challenge with us, you are welcome. Okay. The tribe is ladies only. Okay. There are many ways that you can set yourself up for success over these next 9 years because you need to understand all of these aspects of yourself. Like I said, your energetic blueprint, which is how your numerology operates, how your human design operates, how your astrology operates, how you set boundaries, how you have money blocks, all of these things. You need to understand this so you have that roadmap for 2026 and that 9-year cycle is set up for success. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want to make sure before I keep going. You don't understand. What do I need to explain more, Mary? So if you don't understand how to put all that stuff together for yourself, that's why I was talking about you get into a breakthrough session with me and I do it for you. Okay. I don't know how to put it into words. Well, yeah. So you would be best to have a breakthrough session. And that's why I said I map it out for you. Or get into the power challenge. Like I said, this is 7 weeks of us working together week by week. Every Wednesday, we will have a live session. And then we will move to the next module and the next module. And you will have things to work on for yourself. And then we solidify it all in the live session. Okay. I took a group through this, like I said, 2023, and they loved it. They learned things about themselves that they had no idea existed. They broke through so many blocks that they didn't think they could. So yeah. Let's see. I only have, I think, 5 breakthrough sessions left. So you would have to grab one of those as soon as possible because I just announced them last week and boom, they're already going. I want to answer any questions right quick. Off of everything that I've taught you tonight, do you have any questions before we keep going? Let me see, make sure I'm not missing anything else. Well, the breakthrough session is two different ones. It's all explained on the website. There are payment plans to everything. Okay. So the power challenge right now is only $14.97. After November 30th, it will go up to its normal price of $19.97. Okay. The breakthrough sessions are $6.97 or $11.33. The $11.33 is where we spend 2 hours together, plus you get a follow-up session a month or a month and a half later. So make sure if you need it done for you and you want to go through it, or you want me to go through it with you, then get the breakthrough session, because I only have maybe 5 of those left. And then get into the power challenge, or I mean, you could do both. I know some people do both, but you can get into the power challenge, and we're going to spend those 7 weeks together every week rediscovering who you are, setting yourself up for success, and really kickstarting that 9-year cycle. Does that make sense? Good. Good, good, good. So, like I said, this next year is testing your commitment to yourself and your journey. It's asking you, what are you going to do differently? Not New Year's resolution, not just your vision board, not New Year, new me. This is, I'm starting a whole new 9-year cycle, and this is what I'm committing to each month and each year. It makes a massive difference in your life, okay? I am proof of that. Like I said, because if you're moving in a direction when you're supposed to be really going within, then you have messed that up. If you miss everything in this 1 year, next year, then you have just, you're behind and you've set everything off. Okay? How did y'all like this class? Let me know in the comments. How did you like it? Was it a lot of good information for you? You like it? Good. Very informative. Good. Well, I can't wait to see y'all in the Power Challenge. Hang on. So the class that we would take would be on video like this. Yes, we will meet once a week on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It is on my own private platform. It's not going to be on live. That way we're all just connected together. We don't have any, disruptions or anything like that. So what's going to happen is on a certain day, a module is going to unlock, and you're going to have a video lesson from me. Okay. Then you'll have some homework to do throughout the week for yourself. Then that following week, we're going to meet live in our class on my platform, and we're going to go over your findings. I'm going to help to guide you. We're going to solidify and get deeper into all of that. And then the next week, a new module will open, and so on and so forth. It's a lot of fun, and you're going to love it. Yes, helpful to elaborate our options. Good. A lot of great information. Good. How long are the classes for the Power Challenge? They're going to be about an hour. I try to keep everything in about an hour just so people aren't overwhelmed. But it depends on how many students that I have. I mean, I like to keep it, not too many people. So it'll depend. But yeah, I try to keep it especially no longer than an hour and a half. We have something like that for the Fool's Journey too, eventually. We are going to talk about that in the breakthrough sessions. I do talk about that with my clients. We can talk about it in the Power Challenge. The energy roadmap makes sense to me. I've studied numerology, a little human design, Reiki. Good, Melinda. Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about like your birthday cards. We're going to, you guys, I love getting deep into this. That way you understand fully who you are, because I want to hear your success story. Call me selfish. or nosy. I want to hear your success story. I want to watch it. I want to witness it. So I'm going to give you everything possible to support you on this journey. And then there we go. Oh, Kim just got her breakthrough session. Good. So I just got the notification. So make sure you snag one of the breakthrough sessions and then make sure you get into the power challenge. You could do one or the other, or you can do both. It is up to you, okay? Get in where you feel aligned. If you don't feel aligned, then you feel free to scroll away because it is not our time. I've been debating just biting the bullet. Oh, see, we talked about that, didn't we? We talked about you got to do, even if you feel afraid, you have to take the leap. Whatever it is, whatever you feel aligned to, you have to take the leap and invest in yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, all the things, okay? Again, there are payment options for both, for the breakthrough sessions and for the power challenge. Oh, financially totally afraid. I get it. Look, I get it. I used to be that way. I used to like hoard everything. And then I finally, you can use this. I don't know if you've heard me say this before, and you've probably seen it in the comments where they say, everything I spend comes back to me times 10. Say that 3 times when you pay for something. Like when you're paying your electricity bill or your water bill or your rent or mortgage. Affirm, I got goosebumps just thinking about it. Everything I spend comes back to me times 10, and kind of sing it or just like get it to raise your vibration. And then you'll start to receive that money back times 10. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited to see y'all in the breakthrough sessions and in the power challenge. Do you have any other questions? That's happened to you too several times. See? Here's the thing. I've had so many clients and students afraid to join like my QMA or my inner circle or, you know, one-on-one coaching or apprenticeship. And it's funny because after they do it, after they take that leap, a shift happens. It's so funny. Oh, I know, Marlo. Do you get a good laugh out of that? I do too. They always come into my live and telling people to repent. Yeah. I wish I could do them all. I know, right? I know. That's why I try to, you know, make different levels so everybody can get in. That way, if you can't get into the inner circle, you can get into the power challenge, or we can do a breakthrough session. Like I try to, you know, points for everybody. So. Well, all right, y'all. I think I talked your ear off enough. I hope that you enjoyed this. Make sure, because like I said, November 30th, the discount, the early bird discount goes away, and that's it for the power challenge. Okay, you can save $500. Save $500 off of the power challenge by getting in by November 30th. Okay, if it sells out before then that's it. Okay, that's it. There are 35 of you in here. We probably won't even have enough room for all of you. So I highly recommend, if you feel aligned to it, jump your ass in. You're very welcome. It's also a skill we can have for ourselves and others. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. That's what I try to give in all of my classes and all of my things is like, you can use these for other people. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's meant for you to learn and to embody and then turn around and help somebody. So yes, absolutely. You're so very welcome. I expect to see you all in the power challenge or in your breakthrough session. If you don't feel aligned to those, ladies, get into the tribe. There's so much going on in the tribe for you to evolve. It's ridiculous. You're welcome, Philip. You're welcome, Stephanie. So, all right, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. If you missed the beginning of this, don't worry. I will post the replay on YouTube. That way you can watch the whole thing because I gave a ton of information out this evening. And yeah, make sure you get that $500 off in the Power Challenge, okay? All right. Yes, I'll see you Friday. Mwah. Love y'all.